Hey everyone, today we'll be doing one of the first of many guide videos I'll be releasing for the finals. Today we'll be covering the medium class with an overview, best combinations of weapons and abilities, and gameplay tips and tricks. Additionally, I will be coming up with guides on the other two classes as well as other aspects of the game. So if you enjoy this content, be sure to like and subscribe for more, or check me out at twitch.tv/Redlaf, where I'll be streaming this game all throughout the beta. However, let's talk about the medium build, which, as its name suggests, has a medium speed and health bar compared to the fast but squishy light and the slow but beefy heavy. The medium class seems to be more focused on utility and healing compared to the other classes based on its specialist abilities, weapons, and gadgets. However, do not think this class can't easily win fights, especially against an enemy who would blindly charge into its turret. It's a very strong jack of all trade that gives you a lot of gameplay options for how you wish to play. But to understand this better, let's hop into an overview of all its options. So this is the medium class. We're going to talk about kind of go in order here, show off what the specializations are, its weapons, its gadgets, and kind of walk through the pros and cons of all of these. So first things first with the specialization, there are three. There is the healing beam, a beam that gives health directly to another teammate. This is this is the first ability that you get with the medium class. It's very, very strong in terms of being able to single out one of your allies and heal them back up relatively fast, and also in the sense that you can heal them and sustain them during gunfights as well. The other one that I'm sure many of you who have played the game have heard a lot about the gameplay as of now is the Guardian Turret, which is an incredibly strong specialization ability. Probably one of the strongest, in my opinion, is probably this and the invisibility from the light, I think, are the two strongest specializations. That's just my opinion. But you deploy an AI-controlled turret that just kind of sits there and monitors, and when an enemy walks into its line of sight, it starts shooting at them with an incredible rate of speed and a lot of damage. It really does melt people. A lot of builds, especially lights, can't really fight these turrets like on the one-on-one. So as you are playing medium, if you are playing with your turret, you are a force to be reckoned with. And the last is the Recon Senses, a sensory enhancement that makes opponents visible through structures for a limited time, weakens as the distance increases. This is obviously a very nice tool, kind of a UAV almost, but more visual in front of you, so you can kind of see where enemies are at. Again, a very strong tool, especially when fights get very clustered and chaotic, so you can actually see where people are and where they went off to. Moving on to the weapons, here are your list of weapons. First, you have the AKM, which is your reliable automatic assault rifle. This is your very classic, kind of AK-47 style weapon. Very good, decent at long range if you kind of just, tap your finger and kind of hold it down. Really strong at medium range and still strong and close range as well. Beyond that, you have the riot shield. You get this nice handy riot shield as well as a little baton. This is very, very strong as well. I've seen not as many people use this. I think the assault rifle is just arguably just very, just kind of too good to pass on for the most of the time. It's just kind of a jack of all trades, being able to fight long range and medium and close. But the riot shield I've seen some use out of, it's really good. The shield doesn't really break or anything, so you kind of just keep it up. And melee in this game is actually very strong with just how close and cluster things can get. So I have seen this work to some success, but not enough, honestly, to have a strong opinion on. Next, we have the repeater, your classic choice for eliminating competitors at a fair distance. My friend and I had the longest conversation of trying to figure out if this was a shotgun or a rifle. It's more shotgun, but it is a shotgun that honestly does really good damage at medium range. I mean, you don't have to be super up close to make this work. It's very good from medium to close range. It does a lot of damage. A lot of time, 2 to 3 shots will kill a person depending on where you hit them and all that stuff. So a very, very strong weapon here. I have a buddy who swears by this weapon, only plays it, and I can't really disagree with why he sees its value. Then we have the R357. This is your revolver pistol. Very, very strong. One tap of this to the head to a light will kill them. Typically, if not, a 2 to 3 shots to anyone else will also kill them. Very good. The aim is very precise. And overall, if this is your style of play, I recommend it. It's almost like it's a bit more like a sniper, to be honest with you. It has a really, really strong range for a pistol. And its rate of fire, if you just spam clicking, can go off very quick, though the accuracy does suffer from it. But if I'm not using the assault rifle, this is the weapon I'm usually running because I think it's fun, to be honest with you. And then last but not least, we have the pump action GL, a pump action grenade launcher. Explosives are very strong. A lot of confines in this game. You can either blow them up to open or you can bombard them. This is no joke either. If this is your style, go for it. I'm not much of a grenade launcher guy, so quite frankly, I've played this twice and don't have too strong of opinions on it, but I've seen a lot of people use this for success, and I've seen others not. But yeah, it is. It's an option. I wish I could speak more on it, but I'm just not a fan of that playstyle, so I haven't played as much of it as others may hope for. And finally, we're going to get into the gadgets and move myself up here real fast so you guys can see them all. As I mentioned before, I currently do not have two of these, the tracking dart and the glitch trap, so I can't comment too much on how strong these are or how viable they are. But otherwise, I'm going to go through real quickly. I'm not going to go into too much of my thoughts on them as when I talk about what I think you should use in terms of combinations of abilities, gadgets, weapons, and everything. I'll talk more in depth of why I choose certain things, but a quick overview of everything. We have the zip line. You fire a harpoon into a target with a rope attached that you can kind of create your own zip line. It has really strong range, and it gives you a lot of versatility with how you maneuver around the map and set plays. The night vision, you activate it for a certain duration. You can see people in the dark. That's really good. If it's kind of foggy out or if it's dark out, as you kind of helps you be able to track people. And it also is a good counter to if you think you're going to be finding a lot of lights. It's a good counter to that, as it kind of still lets you, it's more like infrared than night vision, to be honest. It still lets you see them while invisible. Then we have the gas mine. Is a little mine. If they step on it, it will activate gas, poisonous gas that will kind of do some tick damage over time. The explosive mine, on the other hand, explodes when stepped on. Very basic. Jump pad, you throw it down, it's like a trampoline, and it allows you to jump up really high. It is really good. I don't see it too much on Seoul, but on the other map I see it a lot, as it allows you to kind of maneuver a lot of those kind of apartment complexes and construction sites quickly and get to high ground. It's really good, especially... No, I said I'm not going to get too much into these, so I'm just going to keep covering. I want to talk more about them, but we're going to keep going. Sonar grenade, you throw a projectile that emits a pulse, revealing the location of nearby enemies. This one also kind of shows invisible people as well, so it's a good way of kind of protecting yourself. Incendiary grenade, you throw a bomb, lights on fire, and an AoE area. Pretty self-explanatory. Goo grenade, if you guys aren't familiar with the goo system in this game, they are these kind of... not quite liquid, not quite solid things that kind of explode and expand, that kind of act as temporary walls. You have to either light them on fire to get rid of them or shoot through them to break them. But they're kind of like temporary walls and protections. You can use them as floors, roofs. You kind of just throw them, they explode, and you get what you get. So you can use that as well. Gas grenade, it's getting that poisonous gas instead of using it on the gas mine. You throw it. It explodes, and there's a gas area. It's really good for kind of forcing people not to stick in one area so that you can push them if they want to stay there. Damage. Frag grenade, not going to explain this. You guys all know what a frag is, and you all know what a flashbang is. So I don't feel the need to explain this. And then defibrillator, arguably the strongest gadget in the game, in my opinion. I think this is... If you're running medium, you have to run this. I don't mind talking about it for a second because, yeah, it's the strongest ability in the game. The cooldown on it, it's not that long. And you charge it. It takes like maybe 1 to 2 seconds to kind of charge, and your allies instantly pop back up, full HP, ready to fight. Compare that if you had to like manually revive someone by holding down like E to kind of do it. It takes a while to channel, and you can't move or really look around or anything, so you are a target. While here, you see your ally down, you can start running to them, charge it up, hold it, and then immediately pop them back up. And they're full HP and everything. It's insanely strong. Insanely strong. Probably the biggest ability or biggest gadget that needs a nerf. But yeah, it's great. And then lastly, the ones I have, the APS turret. It's a deployable that if they throw projectiles, which are kind of the classifications they have for like the grenades and everything, it shoots down and destroys it. So you can set up if you're kind of trying to hold something, and it will stop them from throwing grenades at you. Track and dart, you fire a projectile that tracks competitors that hits for a short time, and then the glitch trap. The medium doesn't have the glitch grenade, but basically the glitch category is when it gets triggered, the person who it hits cannot use their ability. So that means their specialization or any of their gadgets. They can only use their primary weapon. Now, let's get into which of these specializations and weapons and gadgets you should use. In terms of specialization, I do think the two best for medium are the healing beam or the guardian turret. If you're going to go the healing beam, it's very strong. Some comps use this. They be kind of heal, especially heavies who are trying to be kind of more frontline in the beef of things. It's really strong. If you're going this route, I would recommend the AKM. Honestly, overall with the medium, until you feel confident in this game to be able to do different play styles, the AKM just kind of provides everything in terms of being able to fight kind of, decently long range, especially into medium and close range as well. The other weapons, you kind of have to learn how the fights play out and how to maneuver in this game to kind of get too good at. So if you want to try something else, the R357 is also pretty friendly. But overall, the AKM is just kind of just the safe bet overall. And in terms of gadgets I use with it, defibrillator and the zipline I think are two must-haves for the medium build. Zipline maybe yes or no, just depending on who all is running running what in your team. That's why a lot of the gadgets go to. If you have multiple mediums, then you might not necessarily need both mediums running zipline, right? But if you're kind of just playing by yourself or the only medium, I would recommend these two. Defibrillator, even if you have all three mediums, all three of them should be running this in my opinion. It's just too strong to pass up on. That instant revive can be a huge game changer in these fights. Again, the zip line is really good. It allows you to get high ground, allows you to maneuver, get from your respawn to the cash out station or to the vault or anything, reposition, get out of jail or engage quickly. It is a really strong tool. But beyond that, you would want your third slot here for the healing section to kind of be one of these grenades. Your options, I like the sonar grenade as it kind of lets you kind of have that defensive capabilities. If you're playing the healing beam, you're going to play a bit more passive because you want to be able to heal your allies. So the sonar grenade kind of helps enable your allies to be able to figure out where people are. Or you can go a different route in terms of doing a bit more aggressive or area denial with the incendiary grenade. If you want to go that route, or the gas grenade. I would kind of recommend one of these. You want some type of utility here if you're going to be playing healing beam that's going to allow you to kind of help with the fights and how things are being positioned without having to overcommit yourself too much, because you still want to be able to fight and shoot people, but at the same time you are important at staying alive so that you can keep your teammates alive with that healing beam as they fight. So I would recommend something like that where it's more information or kind of area denial with the incendiary or gas grenade. Now, on the flip side, the other one that's probably better than the healing beam, but again, kind of playstyle compositions, I'm not going to go too much on that, would be the guardian turret. Again, same thing with the weapons. Use what you're comfortable with. With the guardian turret, you might, if you want to do something different, I think the repeater pairs really well with this playstyle, as the goal of when you play medium with the guardian turret is you want to be the one who's defending the cash out. This is good if you are able to rush, kind of quickly get it, or kind of fight in open areas as your guardian turret. You can place down to defend the cash out, or if you're fighting over a vault or anything, it's just really strong. So you want to kind of play around that. So you could do the repeater as well for that kind of close to medium range. If you really want to be cheesy, you can go riot shield, but I think riot shield is probably the hardest weapon of the options for medium to kind of master. So it's kind of up to how much you want to challenge yourself. Again, defibrillator, must have. I personally like also really the zip line just because I'm used to it and like it, but there are other options. In terms of utility, most likely what you'll want is either the gas grenade, in my opinion, or the explosive mine. You could run the APS turret too if you are just committed as your role in terms of locking down a cash out position, because then you can place your guardian turret to fight people, and you can set your APS turret around it to kind of deal with any grenades being thrown at you as you play with your guardian turret. So you could use that. Otherwise, I like the explosive mine, because if you're guarding a cash out, you set up your turret, and then any choke points that you could find or on the cash out itself, you can place explosive mines to try and negate people from being able to kind of steal the cash out. And even if they do kill you and fight through your turret, then they run to the cash out and explode, right? So that's the kind of thought process there. So those would be the ones I run. If you don't want the zip line, you could use the jump pad that has a lot of versatility and kind of similar design in terms of what you want from the zip line versus how you play. The other grenade ones would be also with the turret would be the goo grenade. I could also very much see kind of a setup like this because with the goo grenade you can set up your turret, and then wherever you're sitting with it or however you're guarding, you can use the goo grenade to kind of set up a wall, to block off a doorway, or to kind of provide you cover on one end of you so you only have to face forward, stuff like that, right? So I definitely recommend the goo grenade as well. But those are the weapons and abilities I recommend based on which specialization you're going to go. The other ones I'm not that impressed by or don't use too much. If I do, there's reasons, but it's kind of hard to blanket statement a lot of that. But if you just kind of want to save bets of like, hey, which gadgets should I use, which weapons, with which specializations, that's my recommendation for how to kind of choose the options. And yeah, that's the medium class. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that my thoughts and breakdown of everything made sense. If you have any more questions, feel free to drop a comment below. And yeah, not much beyond that. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on Twitch, like I said. We'll be doing a lot more guides and kind of content or overviews, so hope you enjoy this. Thanks for watching.